Hi, today we will share some thoughts about telephony reception desks. As for many customers of yours, it might still be a business card of your business. Why companies need telephony reception functions? Traditionally, it is a contact point for your customers, for anybody who wants to deal with your business. Specifically needed for solving some non-standard issues, making appointments, but also limiting number of calls to busy employees. So people, instead of calling everybody, they call reception and then calls are forwarded. But what is more and more important nowadays is that reception becomes a sales agent, busy with qualifying sales leads, because certain customers who urgently want to speak to your company, they will probably call your main number, they will reach reception desk, and then it depends on your processes and your attitude. The lead will be qualified positively or will be lost. So we should treat reception as important business function and not only a traditional welcome desk. If it's a business function, then we need to treat it professionally. And reception relates to company communication policy. So before setting the reception up, you need to answer certain questions. How you are identifying your company, what information can reception give to your customers? Do you connect direct calls to employees? Are you engaging in lead qualification? We like to speak about communication technologies, cloud communication technologies, so let's jump onto that. Traditional reception desk uses a hard phone with many buttons, with big screens, so you can easily transfer calls, you can easily see who is calling and which incoming line was selected to reach your desk. But more and more often, people are relying on computer solutions when the telephone is displayed on the screen, like in the example of Enfone Claudia. Both cases, you can easily transfer calls, you can see who is calling, and you can use your company phone book to understand who has just reached you. And this is equivalent, so it depends very much on preferences of your employees, which solution is to be used. You can also accompany those solutions with headphones. And the favorite buttons are important because they also show if your colleagues are available or not, if the call can be transferred, connected to them or not. We have a small advertisement here. All those favorite numbers can be programmed automatically and remotely. It can be managed not only on the receptionist phone, but also across the whole company. So everybody can have easy access to colleagues and other people who are programmed under the buttons and under the favorites items in your telephone. Mobility solutions are also important from the receptionist perspective. Of course, you can run a reception fully on a portable phone or on a smartphone. But those devices can also be supplementary in a sense that they allow mobility. So the receptionist doesn't have to sit in one place. They can move, and by doing that, they don't lose calls when they are away from the desk. If you have decided about your equipment, it's time to think about the background. As mentioned, we prefer cloud solutions which give a lot of flexibility in setting up the system, setting up the reception. Specifically, you can really think about virtual reception, so you don't have to have a desk, you don't have to have people dedicated to a reception function. You can select employees from whichever office, from whichever department. More and more often, people from sales department take on the job because reception as a sales contact, as a sales point, it's an important extension of sales activities of every company. So what those cloud solutions can do and how you should look at the reception setup. First of all, you need to manage the working hours, decide in which time people can reach the company and what is happening when you're out of office hours. I think you should be careful with starting with sharp hours. I think reception should pick up calls slightly earlier than you start normal office hours and finish several minutes afterwards. So you don't disappoint customers who are just 1 minute late to call your business. Reception setups should also start with a concise welcome message. Don't waste customers' time. If you have more than one department that is picking up calls, you should have a voice menu diverting calls to a proper place when people know what is the subject they are interested in. So lower amount of calls coming to your reception desk. You should use call queues to make sure that calls are not lost. Customers can wait for being connected. and to make sure that you can use more than one person working for the reception desk. And from telephony perspective, really call transfer is the most important feature for a reception desk. Normally, there is a lot of discussions about it, a lot of misconceptions, but things can be simple when they are practiced. And practice tells that so-called assisted transfer is a preferred way of handling customer calls, which means you pick up the call, you check the topic, you can put then the call on hold and find the employee or the department who will handle the case. And only then you transfer the call. In all that, you make sure that the call is not lost and is not disconnected. And the favorite numbers, which can be programmed under the BLF buttons or inserted into company phone book, can only help to shorten the time to connect the person to the right destination. And for sure, missed calls will happen, and we should try to minimize them because they might mean lost leads or lost image for your company. So first of all, try to monitor them, minimize them by offering mobile solutions to your people so they can pick the calls whichever place they are. And also measure the callbacks. Make sure the callback is a standard routine and you don't waste time and call the customers back as soon as possible. Communication solutions will help, but you need to work on soft skills as well. First of all, what are the receptionist skills? You should know the company business because they need to be the first contact point and answer all the questions. Communication skills is obvious. Multitasking is needed because there might be various issues coming in and you need to be able to solve them at the same time, basically. Solving problems is a standard way of doing things, approaching to non-standard requests, non-standard issues. When there are too many things coming at the same time, stress comes into play. And surely today the environment is very international, so languages are a necessity. Although you can really, looking at this virtual approach to the reception, you can really pick people from the organization who speak specific languages and route the calls in those languages to the specific people, basically automatically. For today's reception, being a sales deck, sales skills are very important, so no leads are dropped and customers are satisfied with the first contact to your company. Thank you very much for watching. For more content, please feel invited to our YouTube channel at Business Innovation or reach us directly.